Hey there, lovely. How are you? Hope all is going well. I have a question for you. So let's say you are faced with a challenge where it seems like failure and disappointment and just difficulty are lurching behind every nook and cranny, and you just cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, and maybe you're becoming extremely overwhelmed. How do you feel? How do you respond in those types of situations? More than likely, if you try to talk to someone about it, they will say, just be more confident, be positive, you can do it, go for it. And you're probably like, okay, yeah, well, if it was that easy, if I could just push my confidence button on, I most definitely would. But it isn't that easy, right? And this is something that we're all faced with. We all are faced with difficulties. We are all faced with disappointment and the fear of failure. And it all comes down to our confidence or our lack of confidence. And that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. Part of our top 10 terrible audition mistakes you don't want to make. And guess what? We did it! We did it!
We did it! We did it! Yay!
We are finally at the terrible audition mistake number 10. Lack of or too much confidence during the audition process. So, what is confidence? It really is the belief that you are valuable and that you are relevant and you are important and you are capable. And then you are optimistic and certain of these abilities. You are certain that you are valuable, relevant, and capable. And you turn all of that into empowerment to, guess what? Move forward and take action. This is confidence, and it's something that I am always talking about because a lot of our lovelies and just people in general have a lack of confidence. They have doubt, and they have this fear of failure, and it comes out in so many ways. In our mission, we aspire to give professional cheerleaders, ladies that want to go pro, the knowledge, the style, and the glamour to walk into prep classes and auditions with confidence. We know that it's the building block to make you successful. And it's something that I am constantly talking about. Now, from an academic standpoint, if you look in Wikipedia, here's the definition of confidence. Confidence is generally described as a state of being certain either that a hypothesis or prediction is correct or that a chosen course of action is the best or most effective. And then self-confidence is having confidence in one's self. Now, I've said it for years, we talk about it all of the time in a lot of videos and definitely one-on-one when I have sessions. The more that you prepare, the more that you take risks, the more dance classes that you go to, the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you take our classes, the more that you meet with our coaches, the more confident you will become because you're taking those steps to show yourself that you can do it. And here's something that I want to make sure that you understand. The small wins that you have day in and day out, the more trust you will have in yourself and your capabilities. So the more risks that you take, the more actions that you take, and the more times that you face potential failure and fail and then get back up, the more that you will realize that you can handle it and you will begin to trust yourself even more. So what are the factors that make up one's confidence? So of course, you know, you're born, right? And you have the genes and you have your own individual makeup. Number 2, your environment and the social pressures that you face day in and day out and how you are treated by other people in various environments. And then number 3, the choices that you make and how you handle different situations, your mindset, how you handle a setback and a win or a failure, and then the actions that you take. And the wonderful thing about these 3 factors is that the third factor is all within your control. It's all things that you do that you are able to either succeed at or obviously fail at. So what this means is that you can basically cultivate your own confidence. And so the big mistake that we often make and that people in general make is that confidence is just a part of someone's personality. But it really just means that you believe in yourself and your ideas, and you believe in your capabilities, and you take that belief and, like I said earlier, you move forward. So when you think about personalities, let's think about a party or an event or a networking activity that you've been to, and you find the biggest extrovert in the room. That person comes in, they make a presence, they walk around, they shake hands, sometimes they're loud and they're cracking jokes and they're the life of the party. That doesn't mean that they're confident. They could be doing all of that because they're very insecure inside and they're trying to act as though they are confident, right? And then let's take the introvert in the room who may be to themselves, very quiet, maybe talking to one person, not within the big group. It doesn't mean that that introvert doesn't have a lot of confidence, doesn't have a lot of trust in their own abilities and their capabilities. So it really isn't a matter of personality, it's more a matter of skill. So this is something that you cultivate. So isn't that wonderful news? So I wanted to share with you this amazing book, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I recently finished it, and it is now probably in my top 3 list of books that I love the most. I will read this again. And the reason that I got it, I actually watched a YouTube video, and I'll put the link below to both the book and that video. And she talks about the 5-second rule and how it helped her to stop hitting the snooze button. And I hate to even admit it, but I used to be a constant snoozer, literally 2, 3, 4 times every single morning. And it was impacting, obviously, my ability to get up and get stuff done, but then also my mood. So I grabbed the book to try to figure out how I could combat that, because she had the same issue. So let me just give you the Reader's Digest version of the book. If you think about anything that you're having trouble with, and in my case it was snoozing, the way that your mind works, when you feel any types of thoughts of, I don't want to do that, or I'm going to procrastinate, or I feel anxiety, or any type of negative feelings, and you know that you need to take action, if you count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just launch yourself into action, somehow you're able to trick your mind to stop focusing on those thoughts of fear and doubt, and instead move forward and take action. And I am happy to report I am well over a week of not snoozing because of this 5-second rule. But what I wanted to share with you is actually part 5 of the book, called Courage Changes Everything: How to Become the Most Fulfilled Person You Know. It's chapter 15, Building Real Confidence. And I just want to share with you a couple of the very powerful statements in this chapter of the book that are definitely in alignment with what I've talked about so far in this video. So here they are. Anyone can learn how to become more confident. It's not a personality trait, it's a skill. Confidence is created by the small things you do every single day that build trust in yourself. Confidence builds when you do things that affirm your sense of self, particularly when they are things you might not normally do. These acts of everyday courage build confidence. The more that you practice acts of courage, the more that you will believe you are in control of your life, and as a result, the more confident that you will become. If you have the courage to take action, your confidence will follow. And so all of these statements are things that I highlighted when I was reading the book, because it's really just underscores that you are in control and you can cultivate being confident in what you do. But it does require courage. It does require you to step outside of your comfort zone and stop living in that box, and really pushing through those feelings of fear and doubt and just frustration or overwhelm or anxiety, and just take action on the things that you know you need to do in order to accomplish your goals. So for example, I'm always talking about the fact that you need to go to dance classes. You need to practice your craft. You've got to work on your technique. You need to speak up and get comfortable with public speaking. You need to introduce yourself and be friendly and be outgoing and show the team that you are a team player. These things you may not be comfortable with, but every time you do something that you are not comfortable doing, it's getting you closer and closer to that level of confidence that you know that you deserve and that you need and that you want, because because you will trust yourself even more with every single step that you actually take. So let me talk about the other side of this. So audition mistake number 10 is a lack of or too much confidence during the audition process. So let me talk a little bit about the too much confidence. So that basically translates into being cocky, right? So let me go over the definition with you. Cocky means boldly or brashly self-confident. And then overconfidence is excessive belief in someone or something succeeding without any regard of failure. And we've always seen those overconfident people. We've always seen those extremely cocky people. And so if you've seen it and I've seen it, then you know that the coaches, directors, and the teammates that are currently on the team that you're auditioning for, they notice it and they see it too. So there is a fine line between being confident and crossing that line and being overconfident or being cocky. So you really want to be mindful of that even though I encourage you to cultivate this sense of confidence that you deserve, that you don't overdo it, right? When you walk into any type of audition situation, interview, or anything in life, right? You want to be humble while also being confident. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully these tips make sense as well. I'm super excited that we have finally gotten through our top 10 list of audition mistakes you don't want to make. So let me go ahead and recap them all for you really quick. Number 1, lack of proper preparation before prep classes and the day of audition. Mistake number 2, not showing up to pro cheer events, workshops, prep classes before auditions. Number 3, not doing thorough research on the dance or cheer team. Number 4, not taking the application and interview processes seriously. Number 5, being late for workshops, prep classes, auditions, and interviews. Number 6, not having the look of the team you are auditioning for. Number 7, not focusing on the dance requirements and the style of the team. Number 8, lack of eye contact, smiling, and connection with the judges while performing. Number 9, concerned more with getting the dance perfect rather than performing. And the top 10 terrible audition mistake number 10, lack of or too much confidence during the audition process. So there you have it. Those are the top 10. Of course, if you have any comments, suggestions, or any information that you want to share with our lovelies, please do so below. Be sure to give us a thumbs up as well. Next week, I'm going to give you actionable steps that you can take to make sure that you avoid these top 10 mistakes. Because I don't want you to just watch these videos and like them and share them and comment on them. I want you to put them in action as well. All right, that is all for this week. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media channels and visit us on our website, sidelineprep.com. And that's it for now. I will talk to you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.